Hello, this is Lisa Terich, Community Engagement for the Oshawa Museum, and you're listening to an Oshawa Museum podcast. In our latest podcast, we are sharing stories that were told to museum staff in 1972 by Mr. Ward Pankhurst. This podcast series aims to actively promote awareness and appreciation of our community's history, highlighting remarkable artifacts, documents, photographs, or events from our past. We hope you enjoy the podcast. First, let's get to know a little bit about Ward. He was born Ward de Lafayette Pankhurst, the second of three children born to Henry and Margaret, née Dunbar, in 1888. His family has become a research focus for the museum, as his mother's family were among the first black settlers in the area who arrived in the 1840s. Ward lived his life in Oshawa, the Cedardale community specifically. However, it appears that he lived for some time in the U.S., as he was drafted into the U.S. Army in 1917. Ward's interview may not provide researchers with much information about his family and their backgrounds, but he has given us glimpses into Oshawa in the 20th century. When remarked that he's lived in Oshawa his whole life, Ward responded,
"Oh, yes. I've lived in this house. I'm going on the 83rd year I've lived in this house. My sister was born right up here where I sleep now. I'll be 84 this year."
Ward touched on his family, briefly saying,
Incidentally, my father, he come out in England in 1872, just be 100 years this May, when he came out here. But my mother and father, my mother came up, well, my mother was born here, but her people came up from Lower Canada in 1840, I think it was. You know, there was just Lower Canada and Upper Canada.
Did they settle here?
Oh, they settled right here, yeah.
She lived in Lower Canada?
Yeah. Not my mother.
My mother had
No,
lived there.
our people. Yeah.
When she was born here in Cedardale.
Yeah.
So we're real Cedardale.
Oh yes, I'm the last. I got a brother down in California. He's 87, but hadn't been here.
To live.
Oh, he hadn't been here to live since the First War. No, he left in the early 20s. But I've been here.
About schooling around the turn of the century, Ward remembered,
Oh, we paid to try the entrance.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes.
For your entrance exam.
Oh, yes, for the entrance exam.
Sure.
And the reason they said about that, they said, well, that paid for your foolscap, and your, I don't know what else, but the ink and the pen, I suppose. But you paid the $1 anyway, And the $1, incidentally, wasn't so easy.
Sure.
Of note, Ward would have attended the Cedardale School, which today still stands as the Cedardale United Church. A prominent family in this area were the Conants, as told by Ward.
Right. You see, this here was just farmland. The whole thing was just farmland. And it was owned by, I wish my sister could find that there picture, a lovely picture of Mr. Tom Conant and his wife.
It later on.
But you wouldn't see a nicer picture, and he was a stately sort of a man. He used to write for the Old Globe, and he traveled around the world about 4 times, and this was the last time he came back. Incidentally, he didn't live no length of time. I think he was only in his early 60s when he died.
Ward also remembered different hotels in the community.
Now, we had 6 hotels in the town here. There was the Queen's, the Oshawa House, the Central. There was the American House, and the Brook House, and Mallett's Hotel. Well, Mallett's was right back of the station over here. Every station, that's a funny thing, but at every station on the Grand Trunk, there always was a hotel.
Ward also shared stories about sports and teams associated with different local industries.
We always had ball games, I was I was the captain of the ball team here. The manager. All right, let's call it. we had a ball team. And they started in 13 when we started the town league. There was the piano works, McLaughlin's, no, the piano works and the fittings, the town team, and the Cedardale and the steel range.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a town league, you know. Well, that was interesting, really interesting.
He's a great ball fan, you know.
Where did you play? What?
Played, you're right where Sam McLaughlin's is. That was the Prospect Park, you know. Now that's where we played, right at the back end of his place. That was beautiful. That was owned by Eli Edmondson. And we had that there. And afterwards, well, we were only there 2 or 3 years. And he bought that off of Eli, I think, in 16 or 17.
Thank you to our archives assistant, Adam, who transcribed Ward's interview, which, in all, is over 1 hour and 36 minutes long. We hope you enjoyed hearing snippets of Ward's past. This has been an Oshawa Museum podcast. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other historical video podcasts and subscribe to our channel.